So he started getting a fever about Wednesday. About Sunday, when the fever wouldn't go down, it was staying about 102, 103. We said, forget this. I said, I'm going to take you to the ER. And I sat there for about 2 hours hearing nothing. And then he finally called me and said, hey, I have pneumonia. They've tested me for COVID. No results yet, but they're going to keep me overnight. Early Tuesday morning, I got a call from him, and Tuesdays where things kind of shifted for us. He called me and said, hey, they're moving me to the ICU. I can't breathe really on my own. So they're just going to move me up there. My mindset was still like, all right, they're going to give him oxygen and we're going to be fine. About noon that day, he FaceTimed me and he said, honey, they're going to have to intubate me. The doctor told me to call you because there's chances that I might not wake up. And we said goodbye as a family, said I love you, and we said our goodbyes, and then he had to go. They were literally waiting for us to get off the phone to intubate him because it was serious. And that's the moment that it all shifted for me. My world kind of fell out from under me because that's my husband. That's the love of my life in the hospital. But I can't even hold your hand to let you know I'm there. I can't talk to you. And they say, yeah, he's positive for COVID, so you guys have to be quarantined. Not knowing what to do. I mean, what do you tell your kids? You know, how do you explain that daddy's super sick and I don't know? There were 12 days that I thought, I don't know if he's coming home.
So when I went in, the first 11 days, I don't remember being in the hospital, but I remember being in the anesthesia. I wish I could tell you when I was under that I was in an ice cream store just trying every flavor. That wasn't the case. I had, my family left me. Torri left me and told me that, some crazy things. And I thought it was so real like I'm talking to you right now. I'm waiting just to wake up. That's how real it was for me. It was a reality. And I could see through the floors and I could just see evil. I felt like demons were just all over me. And it very much scared me. And I remember when I snapped out of it, literally everything just started falling into place. And I just basically said, like a movie, this isn't real. And everything started snapping back. Imagine going into the hospital and just taking a sleep for 2 weeks and waking up and not knowing exactly where you were. That's how I was. And I've got to tell you, for the first time in my life, I was scared. And for 2 days, I didn't sleep because I was afraid that any moment in time, if I closed my eyes, I wouldn't wake up and then my wife wouldn't be there. My family wouldn't be there. But on day 13, Good Friday, it's Good Friday. I know this is weird, but it's Good Friday. They had 2 blankets on me because I was just shivering all the time. And I started praying to the Lord, and he came to me and he says, I need you to fold the blanket one time over your chest. And then he said to me, you need to trust me more. And I said, Lord, I just can't. I can't take it off of my legs. I can't take the blanket. And he said, Yeshua, Aaron Davis, I know you. And I kicked my blanket against the wall and my fever shot down right then and there. And all of a sudden, it's like a switch turned on. And this peace that I've never felt before in my whole life just came over me. I just laid everything at his feet and he just took it away.
And I called probably 7 o'clock and the nurse answered and she said, he did great. He's doing good. He's doing so good. And I can remember just feeling like a weight lifting off me and just finally going, okay. That was the first time that I felt that he was going to come home. And that was the day that I felt I could breathe again.
I don't know if people realize that COVID is, most people are on the fence about COVID, if it's real, if it's not. I can tell you right now, it's real. I also can tell you that, in America, if you do get on a ventilator, you only have a 20% chance of living. So my chances were not very good. And when I was intubated, it was even lower. And so much so that they thought he's not going to make it. But when the doctor came in and she showed me my x-rays, she said, I want you to see this. I want you to understand that COVID attacks your lungs, and there's black vapors on your lungs. Your lungs are white. I know that medically I was saved, but I also know that Jesus healed me, because most people that were in my situation are still in the hospital a month later. I went back to work after being out of the ICU for 1 week.
There is a verse in Isaiah that says, do not be afraid, for I'm with you. Do not fear, for I'm your God, and I'm upholding you in my right hand. That's been a verse of my life, and it was just a verse that I just knew immediately. I don't need to be afraid because he's with me. I'm not alone. And the verses in Philippians, just pray, give it to God, and he'll give you a peace beyond understanding. And there were so many moments of that peace, so many moments.
I've never looked back. I have no fear of COVID. I don't fear man. I don't fear that. I only fear one person, and that's God. And I know he healed me.